Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that affects millions of Americans directly: the upcoming changes to Social Security benefits in 2026. If you're receiving retirement benefits, disability payments, or supplemental security income, this video contains crucial information that could put more money in your pocket starting next year. The big news that everyone's been waiting for is finally here. After months of speculation and economic analysis, experts are now projecting that Social Security recipients will see a significant cost of living adjustment in 2026. The current estimates are pointing to an increase of approximately 2.7%, which represents a meaningful boost to monthly payments for over 72 million Americans who depend on these benefits. Now, let me break down exactly what this means for your monthly check. For the average retired worker currently receiving about $2,008 per month, this 2.7% increase would translate to an additional $54 each month. That might not sound earth-shattering at first, but when you multiply that by 12 months, you're looking at an extra $648 per year in your pocket. For many families living on fixed incomes, this additional money can make a real difference in covering rising costs for groceries, utilities, healthcare, and other essential expenses. The way these adjustments work is actually quite fascinating and based on solid economic data. The Social Security Administration doesn't just pull these numbers out of thin air. They rely on something called the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, which is a mouthful but essentially measures how much prices are rising across the economy. The calculation specifically looks at inflation data from the third quarter of the current year compared to the same period from the previous year. This scientific approach ensures that Social Security benefits maintain their purchasing power as the cost of living changes. What's particularly encouraging about the 2026 projections is that they've been gradually increasing throughout the year. Back in May, analysts were predicting a 2.5% increase, which then moved up to 2.6% in June, and has now settled at 2.7% as we head into the final quarter. This upward trend suggests that the economic indicators are pointing toward a solid adjustment that will genuinely help beneficiaries keep up with inflation. For those receiving Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI, the same cost of living adjustment applies to your benefits. This is crucial because disability recipients often face additional financial challenges due to medical expenses and limited ability to supplement their income through work. The 2.7% increase means that if you're receiving the average SSDI payment, you can expect to see a proportional boost to your monthly benefits starting in January 2026. Supplemental Security Income recipients, who often have the most limited financial resources, will also benefit from this adjustment. The current maximum federal SSI payment is $943 for individuals in 2025, and with the projected increase, this would rise to approximately $968 per month. For couples, the maximum payment would increase from the current $1,415 to around $1,453. While these amounts might seem modest, for people living on the financial margins, every additional dollar can be the difference between covering basic necessities or going without. The timing of when you'll see these increases is important to understand. Social Security benefits are paid on a specific schedule based on your birth date and when you first started receiving benefits. Most recipients will see the new amounts reflected in their January 2026 payments, which are typically received in early February. The Social Security Administration will send out notices in December explaining the exact amount of your new benefit, so you'll know precisely what to expect. One aspect that many people don't fully appreciate is how these cost of living adjustments compound over time. Each year's increase becomes the new baseline for future calculations, which means that even what might seem like a modest adjustment today builds significant value over the years. For someone who receives Social Security for 20 or 30 years, these annual adjustments can mean the difference between maintaining a decent standard of living or falling behind economically. It's also worth noting that this increase comes at a time when many Americans are still feeling the effects of inflation in their daily lives. Grocery prices, housing costs, and medical expenses have all risen significantly over the past few years, putting pressure on fixed-income households. The 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment acknowledges these economic realities and provides some relief for those who depend most heavily on their Social Security benefits. For families caring for elderly parents or relatives with disabilities, understanding these benefit increases can be incredibly helpful for financial planning. Knowing that there will be additional income coming in 2026 can help families make better decisions about healthcare, housing, and other important expenses. It can also provide peace of mind knowing that the social safety net is working to keep up with economic changes. The calculation process for determining these adjustments is completely transparent and follows strict federal guidelines. The Bureau of Labor Statistics releases monthly inflation data, and economists closely track these numbers throughout the year. The final determination is made in October when the Social Security Administration announces the official cost of living adjustment based on the complete third-quarter data. This methodical approach ensures that the adjustments are fair and based on objective economic measures rather than political considerations. Looking beyond just the dollar amounts, these benefit increases represent something much more significant. They demonstrate the commitment to maintaining the purchasing power of Social Security benefits over time. This program was designed to provide economic security for retirees, disabled individuals, and their families, and the cost of living adjustments are a crucial part of ensuring that promise is kept even as economic conditions change. For those who are planning their retirement or currently receiving benefits, it's important to remember that Social Security was never intended to be someone's only source of income. However, for millions of Americans, these benefits represent a substantial portion of their monthly budget, making every adjustment meaningful. The 2026 increase will help beneficiaries better manage their expenses and maintain their independence. As we approach the official announcement in October, it's natural for people to feel anxious about the exact numbers. While predictions are currently pointing to that 2.7% increase, the final calculation won't be complete until all the economic data is in. Regardless of whether the final number is slightly higher or lower than current projections, the important thing is that there will be an increase that helps beneficiaries keep pace with rising costs. The human impact of these benefit adjustments cannot be overstated. Behind every statistic is a real person trying to make ends meet, cover medical bills, put food on the table, or simply maintain their dignity and independence as they age. Whether you're a retiree who worked for decades paying into the system, someone dealing with a disability, or a surviving spouse depending on these benefits, the 2026 increase represents more than just numbers. It represents security, stability, and the promise that society keeps its commitments to those who need support. As we wait for the official announcement this October, the current projections give us reason for cautious optimism. The estimated 2.7% increase for 2026 would provide meaningful relief for millions of Americans while ensuring that Social Security continues to serve its vital role as a foundation of retirement and disability security. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on Social Security changes and other important financial news that affects your daily life. Until next time, take care and stay informed about the benefits you've earned.